And these are very, very simple. This generation has run out of wine. There are two kinds of wine. There's the wine of the world. Now, it couldn't be that the wine that Mary wouldn't go to a marriage feast where there was any wickedness of any kind. But the Bible, wine is represented as that which makes glad the heart of man, gladness and joy. And gladness and joy has been stolen from this present generation. It's gone. There is little joy, little gladness. Bible said sin robs of mirth and gladness. Ask any young person that's been club hopping, running from, and folks, I see that from our apartment. We can look down and there are 3 or 4 bars, open rooftop bars that we see. We see we could see them coming out of those bars and how downcast. Every Sunday night in this church, there are testimonies of people who have been saved. And almost inevitably, every testimony goes something like this: I have tried everything. I came empty to the place where there's nothing left but tears. And folks, they've run out of wine. The wine of the world has left them empty. And I don't think any word more describes the mood of this generation than emptiness. Total emptiness. But thank God. Hallelujah. In light of this, what do? Mary just turned to the disciples and said, just do what he tells you. Just do what he tells you. When you seek the Lord, the word comes. Now, there's one other, something that laid hold of my heart this morning. I was reading in Revelation 7. Jesus told us to work while it is day, for the night cometh when no man can work. In the 7th chapter of Revelation, there's an account of an unnumbered multitude, the multitude that can't be numbered, standing before God's throne, a multitude that no man could number, from every nation and from all people, all tongues and all nations, in white robes praising the Lord. And John was so overwhelmed by the sight of these white-robed multitudes worshiping. And he said, where did these come from? Who are these people? And the answer was, these are those who have come out of great tribulation. Out of great tribulation. Now, friends, I'm not going to talk about the Great Tribulation, whether Jesus comes pre-trib, mid-trib, or post-trib. I've always said we can't lose trib. That's what I believe. But I'm not wanting to be facetious, but I want you to picture this, please. They've come out of great tribulation. Now, that describes many, many martyrs all down through the ages that have paid with their life. They've come through tribulation. But it doesn't answer, I believe, to this great multitude that's come out of great tribulation. Somewhere, somebody in the midst of tribulation, in the midst of darkness, in the midst of tribulation. Now, these came out of great tribulation. Somebody's been preaching to them. Somebody has been lifting up the light. The light is still shining through tribulation. And a great multitude have come out of this tribulation. Folks, my point is this. No matter how dark it gets, no matter how difficult, we can't stop doing what God has called us to do. We can't pull back what God has called us to do. Folks, I've ministered to you in weakness, but I know that God is speaking. I know God is bringing a word to our hearts. I stood in this pulpit years ago, in the first service, when we dedicated it. And I told that congregation just about exactly what I'm telling you now. After all these years, and all the people that have been saved, the multitudes have been saved, these altars have always been graced with numbers of people that are coming to Christ. And I've prayed, God, in my time, as long as I live,